So, Season 1, Episode 6 of Loki. We're going to be touching full spoilers right now. There's no real way to review this episode without spoilers, but quickly, fantastic. Everything that they set up, they have paid off very, very well. That's my non-spoiler review. It was all set up and all payoff. Very, very rare thing, actually, in Marvel. Very rare. This was incredibly satisfying as the finale. So, let's talk about spoilers. Let's talk about everything that they sort of set up and that they paid off, shall we? We left Season 1, Episode 5 with them parting Eliath and seeing the end of time. We open Episode 6 with them basically approaching the Citadel at the end of time. They start walking through, and there's an interesting sort of pause and moment from Sylvie where she's standing at the door, at the threshold to her perceived destiny, I guess you could say. And she waits, she hesitates, and she's sat there, and Tom Hiddleston's Loki's like, I get it, just, it's fine, blah, blah, blah. But then the doors open, and then they walk through, and Miss Minutes is there, trying to offer them, essentially, like, trying to broker a deal, I guess you could say. No one else is there, but she does say, he who remains is the one at the end of time, the one doing all of the string pulling, Jasper cameo. And she offers them a deal, I guess. You can return to the timeline and you can have everything you want. He who remains has orchestrated it. He can do all of that. What do you want, Loki? To Tom Hiddleston, you want power. You want to get one over on those pesky Avengers. You want this, you want that, you want the throne. You want to kill Thanos? Got it. You want to have the Infinity Gauntlet? You've got it. He can do it. And then offers, again, very similar thing for Sylvie. But they shrug it off and they push on. And who's waiting? Well, they set up Kang the Conqueror, didn't they? And it's Kang the Conqueror. Yay! It amazes me. I'm at the point with series and films where, everything that they set up, they actually pay off, and that's a surprise nowadays. This subversion of expectations has been going on for way too long. WandaVision, what did they set up? They set up so much things with WandaVision to do with Mephisto and, Quicksilver and all these other things, and yet, no, they just give us another witch. Okay, great, fantastic, lame, super lame. Black Widow, what do they set up there? They set up all these interesting things, and again, not a particularly good movie in any respect. But Loki, fantastic. Kang the Conqueror. Jonathan Majors comes down. He looks just like Jonathan Majors. They haven't changed his appearance in any way, shape, or form. He's wearing a purple cloak. And he's notably insane. Like, he's notably nutso. He's pretty mental. But I guess that's... Well, he gives us a history lesson, so I guess maybe that's because of the history lesson that he's been involved in, or the fact that he's been sat at the end of time for eons. Eons and eons and eons. But anyway, obviously Loki and Sylvie try to kill Kang, and he's never named Kang the Conqueror, but we know he's Kang the Conqueror. We know who he's playing in other things, so he is Kang the Conqueror. But he does call himself, ruler, blah, 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 conqueror. And you're like, okay, yeah, it's Kang the Conqueror then. No, it's subtle. I quite like it, in fairness. It's nice. I wish they would just embrace some of these names sometimes, though. Yeah, they're a bit dumb, but just embrace it. Just go all out. You called it that for the comics. The names are names for a reason. Just call them that. But anyway, they keep trying to kill Kang the Conqueror. And because he has seen everything and knows everything, he has... coordinates laid out on a tempad, so he flits between places and avoids all of their strikes. And then he sits them down, gives them some coffee, interesting, and he offers them, again, a deal. He says, you can kill me and unleash infinite versions of me. Infinite versions. Yes, I might be the dictator at the end of time, but if you kill me, something far worse is going to come. Quite like that. Or, you can take over. You can be the rulers. You can be those in charge of the TVA. And then that sets up a fight between Sylvie and Loki, because Loki's like, well, wait, hold on. Yeah, we probably should think about this for a moment. If what he's saying is true, there are infinite versions of him that are going to be coming here when the timeline breaks and shatters. yeah, we should probably sort that out. That doesn't sound like a good deal. But Sylvie's hell-bent on killing Kang. So they enter into a pretty big fight. And this is the other part of the payoff. This is what they set up. And a lot of people will be like, well, Sylvie beat Loki, therefore we're a strong woman and all this garbage and woke and shut up. They set all of this up. They set up Loki going through a journey, an emotional journey, an introspective journey where he becomes a better person. And they paid it off. He didn't do deceit. He didn't lie. He wasn't there to try and get one over on anyone. He was there and he stops the fight. He disarms himself and he says, I just want you. I just want you to be happy, blah, blah, blah. I want you to be safe. And then they kiss. And then Sylvie, in true Loki fashion, betrays Loki and pushes him through a portal, a tempad portal. And then she then proceeds to go and kill Kang. Now, a lot of people will say, well, that's all bad because blah, 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 and all this kind of garbage. And Sylvie's, so they've made Sylvie out to be the best. No, they haven't. They've made Sylvie out to be an absolute bitch and a dipshit at that. You know, you've got someone who goes through an emotional and sort of character, well, a very good character arc, actually. This whole season has been a great character arc for Loki as a character. So he goes through this great character arc and he exposes himself. He says, I'm not here to deceive you. I'm not here. I just want you. And then, you know, they kiss. And bit weird because they're basically the same people, but, you know, whatever. Love yourself and all that crap. And then she deceives him. And that's not good. That doesn't look good on her. It looks terrible on her. So I really like that they paid that off. I would have been really annoyed if they had Loki go back to his old tricks, because all of the character development would have been utterly pointless. So this show has quite literally been all set up and now has been all payoff. So Sylvie obviously then goes and kills Kang. Pretty anticlimactic death. She just stabs him and he dies and you're like, okay, cool. Like, she's just dead. Sure, whatever. But Loki's left at the TVA and he's running around and he goes and finds Mobius and Hunter B16 or B19, I can't remember her title. And starts talking to them like, oh my god, you know, we've done it. We got there to the end of time, the Citadel at the end of time, and we did something terrible. We killed him, and there's infinite versions of him coming now. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. We need to prepare. It's going to be all-out multiversal war. Again, setting up in the multiverse of madness for Doctor Strange. But it's not his Mobius. They don't know who he is. And then he turns around, and where there were once statues of the Time Lords or Timekeepers, whatever they were bloody called, and it's Kang the Conqueror. Great setup. Oh my god, what a fantastic end. Effects were great, sets are great, it all looks great. How do they do this? Marvel movies, Black Widow, shite. Loki as a series, great. How'd you do this? What are you doing, Marvel? Get some better writers on your movies. This was fantastic. All set up, all payoff. Loved it. As an end, what a fantastic end. And then we get, obviously, a mid-credit sequence where it says Loki will return in Season 2. So we're getting a Season 2 of Loki, which I guess will follow on, actually, from the events of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I love it. This is great. What a fantastic show to watch on a weekly basis. Really, really good. They actually outdid themselves. And I was bored crapless with bloody Marvel after Infinity War. Couldn't care. I couldn't even care at Infinity War, to be perfectly honest. Marvel had completely lost its touch. But Loki, good show. Enjoyable. Hope Sylvie returns. Hope they wrap that up properly. And I hope they keep the writers on board and the showrunners and everyone's the same. Because this has been a really good show. So let me know what you think down below in the comment section if you're new here. Do hit subscribe. You stayed this long. You clearly enjoyed the review. Ladies and gents, we have just 6 Blu-rays left. These are limited edition Blu-rays of my film Breaking Lights, which is the film itself. It's a short film. And also an hour-long making of behind-the-scenes documentary, along with a bunch of, 100 behind-the-scenes stills. Lots of Jasper. So if you like Jasper, lots of Jasper. He was on board during that film. You can grab it via the link down below in the description box. Again, there are only 6 left, so you do actually have to grab it whilst you can. When I say limited edition, they are limited. They are 100% limited edition. I never sell them again, just like Blackfields. If you missed out, you missed out. So anyway, cheers guys. Take care.